Hey, how you doing?
Tsukonko the Fanda.
And Lionel Muscle Lion here.
We're talking about Howard the Duck tonight.
That's right. It's another Halloween-style movie.
Yes.
And this is probably one of my other favorites, besides the Country Bears.
Yeah, we all know how much you love the Country Bears.
Oh, I love the Country Bears, yes. Did I ever tell you that it's my favorite movie?
I think you did.
Okay.
Well, we'll talk about that again in another video,
Absolutely, but this is one of my favorite movies as well. And it's full of superstars like Leah Thompson.
Yes, we got Leah Thompson.
Yep.
Tim Robbins.
Yep.
Jeffrey Jones from Ferris Bueller.
Yep.
Which he would star in the same year.
And also in Beetlejuice.
That was 2 years later than Howard the Duck.
Yes.
2 years later, he was in Beetlejuice. And this also came out a year after Leah Thompson was in Back to the Future.
Yes.
Which we talked about in our last video. So it's kind of interesting how this ties in. And a couple other actors that are in smaller roles. David Paymer and Paul Guilfoyle.
Absolutely.
I've been watching CSI a lot lately. Watching a lot of reruns of it. Catching up on watching the old show. And I did not even recognize that it was him in there. He plays a detective character. And boy, seeing him so much younger, I didn't even recognize him. So, doing my research, I actually found out he was in it. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yes.
And another kind of funny fact, Tim Robbins was actually later in Green Lantern. Another movie that was not considered very good in the comic book movies world. But this was also the first ever Marvel movie.
That's right. What do you mean wasn't very good? This movie was very good.
Yes, I agree. It is good, but it was not received well. This movie got a lot of gold raspberries. Yes. It was nominated for a whole bunch, and it won some, too. And it's very sad that they couldn't look past their own, pre-expectations or whatever, and see the movie for what it is. And nowadays, it's actually hailed as a very great movie by a lot of people.
And there was some very cool stop-motion animation in this movie.
At the end of the movie, the monster is stop-motion, and he was really amazing looking. I mean, nowadays, watching it, you could tell it was stop-motion and it wasn't really there.
Well, don't look at it from nowadays standards.
But that was the only part of the movie that looked, anything fake. The whole rest of the movie, Howard looks completely real. And I found out that the actor in the suit had to look through his mouth in order to be able to see, and most of the time he couldn't see.
And another fact, that they actually hired a child to play Howard the Duck.
Yeah?
And most of the child's footage was cut because he wasn't actually a very good actor.
Oh, jeez.
So they had to go back and shoot a lot of the movie again with the adult actor in the Howard suit.
Well, I'm assuming that must be Ed Gale. Ed Gale also went on to be in Spaceballs.
Yes.
Mel Brooks actually said, anybody who is in Howard the Duck can be in my movie. And
there you go.
He ended up playing one of the Dinks, the little Jawa characters.
And of course, anything with Spaceballs is good.
Yes, that's
hello,
another movie.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Hello. I'm sorry.
We have to talk about that movie sometime, too.
No, we haven't done that yet.
But yeah, he not only did he play a Dink in Spaceballs, but he was also Chucky in Child's Play 1, 2, and Bride of Chucky.
I'm sorry. Dink, 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 dink. Yes.
So yeah, 7 different people played Howard throughout the movie, and one other guy did his voice.
But most of the video was actually one person that they used the Howard shots with.
Okay, well, this is also people who puppeteered him.
Yes.
As well as been in the costume.
Yes.
And evidently, the person who was in the costume, they couldn't even understand him when he was speaking his lines, so they dubbed him. And normally, I tend to notice when movies have had to dub in the voices of the characters, and in this one, I didn't even think of that. Howard kind of came across as being so real to me that it didn't even occur to me that his mouth wasn't saying those words and that somebody else was dubbing in later.
Okay.
So that was really cool. All right. So some of the things that I wrote down here. I got a little notepad. At the opening of the movie, there's this awesome scene where we see Howard's world, and there's a poster for Breeders of the Lost Stork.
Yes.
There's a nice joke on Raiders of the Lost Ark by George Lucas, who was the executive producer of this. In fact, supposedly this is the worst performing Lucasfilm Productions movie.
And there's also a
Yeah.
a naked
Yeah.
duck.
There was quite a bit of duck nudity for this being a PG movie.
Yes.
Believe it or not, I couldn't believe it. I thought for sure this must have been, rated R with some of the, crazy stuff that happens in this. The violence and the graphic content. But, yeah, PG. Different time, I guess. I'm thinking PG-13 may not have existed yet. I
don't think so, no.
I think the second Indiana Jones movie was part of those that kind of made the PG-13 movie be created. So then Howard looks at a Miss October pinup in Play Duck. Yeah. So this movie is actually takes place around September, October. So it kind of fits in with this time of year. He actually gets mistaken for being in a Halloween costume in one scene.
Yes, and they tried to find a zipper, but they couldn't find it.
Yeah, that was another scene. But, that was about the only issue I really had at the movie was how inconsistent the people in the world were about whether they accepted Howard existing or being an oddity. They were always just being like, what are you? They always thought he was either a kid in a costume or some animatronic of some kind.
Of course, Leah Thompson didn't believe that at all.
Yeah.
There's even a little...
there's a little romance going on there.
There's a bedroom scene there where Howard's feathers kind of shoot up in his head, yes.
Yes, it does.
Probably one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie.
All right, then he asks where he is, in kind of a reminiscent thing of the Terminator movies, of what year is it? Instead of what year is it, where am I? And she says, Cleveland. Cleveland?
Cleveland,
That's the name of this planet? Cleveland? As in a cleaver? But no, he was like, yeah.
Should we talk about what they find in his wallet?
Sure.
Well, yeah, it's actually not in a package.
Yeah.
But it's meant to go in his package.
Yeah, that was a little weird. I don't know if that's how they did it in the 80s, but he had a little prophylactic in his wallet that was just loose. But anyhow, the other jokes that were in there, he went to med school and learned how to do beak jobs and tail tucks. We in the furry community would think beak job is something else he would do, but then someone said, "That's a duck, man." It's like, Duckman, that's somebody else. You're thinking of somebody else there. The funny Jason Alexander cartoon wouldn't have come out for a few years later, but that's all I could think of when I heard him say that. Then there was a scene where he says, "Tora, Tora, Tora!" as he's flying a little, I don't know what you kind of call that plane that he was flying, but it was a little two-man glider plane. And he's actually wearing a tiger on his back of his jacket, which that's what Tora means in Japanese. So that was kind of funny that he was saying that. It was probably a reference to the movie Tora, 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 which I've not seen.
That's probably one of my other favorite scenes is in that diner right before they get into the airplane.
Yeah?
There is a little bit of a fight going on, and Howard almost loses something.
Yeah, they are kind of attacking Howard in that scene, and that was
a cleaver kind of flies through the air, and
yeah, I don't even know how they did that.
Yes, he has
that was such an amazing special effect.
Cover his duck parts.
Yeah, but I meant the special effect of the cleaver flying through the air. I had no idea how they did that. That was so amazing. There was also a reference to Duck Hunt. And seeing as how this came out in 1986, pretty sure that video game was out, so that was probably a reference to the video game. Then then no wings, welcome to the club, he says. And then I'm kind of wondering if they were building something to this, but at the end they were directing the laser to the Nexus of Somnus.
Yes.
So that was certainly a weird thing. I'm wondering if that's in the Marvel Comics or something. But let me read from the DVD case, which, by the way, the official poster, Howard's smoking a cigar that they removed from the package of this one. I actually looked it up on Wikipedia. The picture looks just like this, except there's a cigar. All right, so it says, from executive producer George Lucas and the pages of Marvel Comics comes this unbelievably funny comedy about a fast-talking, cigar-chomping, beer-loving duck from a parallel universe who crashes to Earth. Featuring brand new bonus features, a digitally remastered picture, blah, 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 blah. Alright, so yeah. And it says, a hidden treasure the whole family can enjoy.
Not sure about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend this to be viewed by children. There's a lot of adult comedy in this, and, it may not be
anybody over 10.
Yeah. It may not be any human nudity, but there's some distinct duck nudity in this. Howard ends up in his boxers in one scene, and there's a... Was she showering or something in that scene that the naked duck was in? Not to mention
I think so.
The play duck issue where we see him open the centerfold and we get a nice good look at the naked Miss October there.
Well, let's just say that we don't see Howard naked.
No,
like I said,
he was in his boxers, and I'm kind of wondering whether that was even a person in the costume in that scene, or if that was just a puppet.
It might have been just a puppet.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's about the only time I actually kind of figured that might be the case. But yeah, the action scenes were really great. The story was actually pretty interesting. And like I said, other than just the weird disparity of the characters reacting to Howard and treating him either as some sort of creature, as a child in a costume, or thinking that he's some sort of animatronic or something, it's just all over the place.
The concert at the end was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, so in a kind of another weird thing, connecting it to Back to the Future, Howard is apparently he was in a band back in his home planet. So
Howard and the Heartbreakers.
Yes, exactly. And so he ends up playing with Leia Thompson's character, who is a musician, and he plays on stage to their song "Howard the Duck." Howard the Duck, Howard the Duck. And that's the that's the theme song to the movie. Definitely recommended this to any furry out there who hasn't seen it. Any Marvel fan who hasn't seen it, definitely recommend checking this out. Lionel has only seen a few Marvel movies, mostly the Guardians of the Galaxy films, which Howard is in.
Yes.
I think you
Love
saw...
my Rocket. Yes, Rocket is awesome.
I believe you saw Spider-Man Far From Home with me back when it was in the theaters. But we still have to catch up on everything else in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for him. I've seen pretty much everything Marvel, aside from a couple of little obscure things. I didn't get to see the new Mutants movie. I'm even not sure if that came out yet or not with all this craziness. But and Dark Phoenix. I missed Dark Phoenix last year. But I'm hoping to see that eventually. And definitely, if you have any recommendations for more Marvel movies that Lionel should check out, let us know. I'm hoping to convince him to watch more of them. Definitely want to do that in the right order. Don't want to do too many movies where it's referencing previous movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think have you also seen Blade?
No, I have not. No.
Okay, I thought he had seen Blade because he owns it. But, that's another movie that we might end up having to watch. But in any case, thanks for watching, everybody. Next week is going to be 8 days till Halloween. So, you might know what that is going to be.
Can I give him a little hint?
Go ahead.
La, 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 la. That's it.
So, until then, this has been Tsukonko the Panda.
And Lionel Muscle Lion.
All right. Where's my bamboo? There it
Did you
is.
lose my... Oh, I was going to say you lost your bamboo again.
Oh, I got it.
I still don't have my zebra.
Oh, you want me to get it?
No, that's all right.
All right.
We got to be more prepared.
Yeah. We gotta be prepared. We gotta do something with Lion King or Lion Guard
Ooh,
some
hey.
point too. Hopefully next month.
I could play Scar.
Yeah, I could see you doing that.
Yes.
But
Anyway, you guys take care. Have a wonderful week.
and happy First Thing Friday.
And we'll see you again next week.
Yep. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.